and grievance processing for the district. Lawrence lives with his wife, Sarah, a fellow teacher, and their 2 children, Jameson and Ashton, who are both pursuing engineering degrees at CU. They enjoy Lawrence's cooking and baking skills. It is an honor to present Lawrence with the Alan DuPont Brecht Distinguished Teacher Award.
Thank you very much. It's so good to be in this building. This truly is a very special place. In my 25 years of teaching, well actually in my 31 years of my working career, I've only ever felt a part of something that was bigger than myself twice in that whole time. And once was here at North. You know, I don't think it's really a big secret as to why someone is successful in teaching. I mean, to me, it was the simplest thing in the world. I believed in my students. I believed they could do anything they wanted to be, and I was there to help facilitate to make those dreams come true. And that's how I approached every single day. And the colleagues I had here, the other teachers, they believed that too. The students, actually, Isaac was a student when I was here, and it was an incredible group. Some of the best students I've ever been around. And this community, I was always proud to wear my Viking stuff around, and everybody was proud too. So I just want to thank you all for the award. It means so much to me. Thank you.
All right, our next award is the Order of Ketil the Brave. Ketil the Brave is given to someone who has rendered outstanding and distinguished service to the Alumni Association and/or the Alumni Scholarship Foundation. Membership in this order is hereby bestowed in grateful appreciation to the by the Board of Directors of the Northside High School Alumni Association. And our awardee is Margaret Grimes Nelson. Margaret Grimes was the youngest of the Grimes kids who graced the hall of North High between 1961 and 1969. Preceded by brothers Bill and Ron, with whom I went to school, and sister Kathy. All the kids attended Brown Elementary, and the older 3 attended Lake Junior High before the boundaries were changed, sending Margaret to Skinner. The boys had graduated, and Kathy was in her senior year when Margaret entered North High. Her favorite class always was orchestra, taught by Harold Tracy. How many of you know Harold Tracy? All right. As a cellist, she was overshadowed by whiz kid Leanna Clark, but that took the pressure off and allowed her to thoroughly enjoy her time playing alongside dear friend Richard Lucero. The yearly school musicals were always a highlight, and an unusual bonus was in the spring of her senior year when the orchestra was led by a student teacher, her brother, Bill. Margaret attended CSU, majoring in biology, not wanting to teach, though she had certification after student teaching at Arvada West, and finding no other job options in her field, she returned to school to learn a trade. With her master's degree in zoology, she had training in histology and electron microscopy. Microscopy. Well, okay, what she said. This secured a job with the CU School of Medicine, Department of Physiology, and an electron microscope technician. She worked for several professors in that department, assisting in their research projects with ultrastructural studies of, among other things, neuronal transmission in the giant axons of lamprey eels and lung changes in hypoxic environments. Okay, I do not have a science mind, okay?
Do it in French.
Yeah, I should do it in French. Along the way, she continued to take classes at Red Rocks Community College, first in solar energy and later in audiovisual technology, for which she found a natural talent and affinity. After nearly 10 years as an EM tech, prompted by the innate toxicity and tedium of the position, she quit her job and, while looking for something suitable in the AV field, enrolled at CCD with classes in graphic arts. Now, I've been working alongside of Margaret for a few years now. I didn't know any of this. Just blew me away. Okay. It was there that she met her future husband, Eric Nelson, a pressman for the Rocky Mountain News. They were married in 1989 and had a good run until 2003, when they were torn apart by the Iraq War and the cheap booze at the Eagles Lodge. And this is all her writing, okay? She only completed one semester in that program before landing a wonderful job in AV production, again at the CU Health Sciences Center, just down the hall from her old lab. The position came with great variety and wonderful coworkers and kept her happy for the next 20 years, shooting and editing everything from talking heads to surgeries, training videos and events, mini med school and senior skits. She retired when the Health Sciences Center moved from 8th and Colorado Boulevard from that location to Fitzsimmons, not wanting to make that commute every day. Shortly after retiring, she started volunteering in the Alumni Center at North, assisting Wally Ginn and Pete Lowry, wonderful names, warms my heart, in logging incoming dues and donations. She has served on the boards of both the Alumni Association and the Scholarship Foundation, and has been a scholarship reader for most of her years with the association, and most inspired by the scholarship in memory of her dear, dear cello-playing buddy, Richard Lucero. Margaret is truly a devoted alumna, and now, after 17 years of nearly weekly service, she is retiring from her volunteer work here. We thank her for her years of service and wish her all the best, however she decides to spend her Tuesday mornings. Margaret Nelson, everyone. That was too long? Was that too long? It was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right. Olaf the Bold is our Hall of Fame award. And this year's award is going to someone that I've known about and finally got to meet from the time my sister was in high school here. My sister graduated with Bev in the class of 1959. I'm 6 years younger than my sister, and when I was in 6th grade, I used to look through her yearbooks, and I'd see, among others, I'd see Beverly Howard, and I'd see all of these activities that she was in, and I thought, I want to do that. I want to be that. And obviously, here I am, and I was very active in high school myself. So Bev is very special to me. Oh. Okay. So Beverly Howard Lahr grew up on 12th and Federal and would have gone to West if her parents hadn't rented a house 3 blocks from North High School when she was halfway through Lake Junior High. When she was a senior, they rented a house 1 block from North. So she kept getting closer and closer to the school she had come to love. Not only did she love the school, she fell in love with a boy from the junior class and married Dean Lahr 3 years later, and Dean is here. Many of you know Dean. I believe you have an Olaf the Bold Award with us, right?
Yes.
I think, yeah. When she graduated from North in 1959, she attended CU intending to be a math major. But along the way, she went astray and majored in anthropology with a minor in math. She was able to get back to her passion for math when she was fortunate enough to get a job teaching it at North. As a matter of fact, I did not know at that time that you were teaching here. I wish I would have. She taught at North for 4 years, then moved to Pittsburgh, where Dean finished his MBA. In their early 20s, they spent 8 weeks traveling in Europe and knew that they wanted to travel and see more of the world in the future. Pittsburgh was supposed to be a stepping stone to having a job overseas, and it turned out they had an opportunity to live in Venezuela after a couple of years in Pittsburgh. From there, they moved to Rio de Janeiro, but after a few months realized it wasn't the lifestyle for them. They decided to go to the University of Oregon for more graduate work with the idea of staying for 2 years. They are still there 50 years later. After their graduate studies, they decided to do something on their own rather than work for someone else. They formed a company to recover waste wood from sawmills in Honduras and operated it for 40 years, selling it 7